What's the name? I forget. Drinking with Dick. Welcome back to Dick Goes to Rehab. Let's make a rehab date with Dick John. Okay, they're turning right. All right, good. Hooligans. Skinheads, am I right? Dick goes drinking. No. Dick gets his dick in the... No, can't say that either. Dick gets fracked up. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Make a Drink with me. It's been a while. I want to apologize for that. It's been quite a few months. I tried putting a video up about a month ago. All you saw that silly shit.
It's been a minute, huh, man?
But a lot has gone on in the last 10 months, actually. My mother passed, and I wasn't really close to my mother, but it affected me more than I thought it was going to, which was something I had to deal with. I changed jobs, and I'd been at this job for almost 10 years, and I was really good at it, but just had a personality conflict with someone that I worked with, so I started looking for new jobs. And mostly when someone does that, they end up getting a job that they don't like. They like sacrifice position and money. But I got lucky. Dick got lucky. And I got me a really great job with a lot more pay. I have my own little office. I have a lot more responsibility. A lot of good people that are helping me learn the systems and really made me feel welcome. And yeah, it is a challenge because you're changing jobs, changing professions, but yeah, if I would have known what I know now, I would have left my previous job 20 years ago. So I've been struggling with that. Also, I lost a friend to cancer, which was a shock because she never told anybody that she had it. And yeah, I just wish I'd had an opportunity to say goodbye to her, but nobody knew. She didn't tell anybody. And when she did die, mutual friend of ours told me, so that was a surprise. So I'm dealing with a lot of that, but we're trying to get back on the saddle, get back on the horse, and in true Dick Jones fashion, because I am a man of my word, today we're going to visit a distillery. Now, as most of you know, or you have guessed, or you have sleuthed around and found out, I live in beautiful Colorado, and Colorado has over 100 whiskey distilleries, bourbon distilleries. So I made a few calls, checked one out. It's called State 38 Distillery here in Golden. I don't live in Golden, so it's a little bit of a drive, but that's what we're going to do today. Going to meet the owner, going to see the process, going to film it for you. Hopefully it'll come out okay. Woo! Son of a bitch. Hey, look at that. Denver, Colorado. Where the men are men and the women carry firearms. Hello and welcome back to Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm your host, Dick Jones. Well, there's the... Okay, these are back doors. I don't want that backdoor action. That's what she said. State 38 Distillery. Yes, here we are. It's right back over here. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to try some whiskey. Going to meet the owners. His name is Don Hammond and Sean Smiley, both co-owners of State 38.
Colorado is 38 state. We're at state 38. So August the 1st is the day that Colorado became a state, so we always release a special whiskey, a barrel strength whiskey. So both of these are 114 proof. The Colorado Day, we partnered with a local golden artist. All three of the special releases that we did are up on the wall there. Again, I bought the distillery about 3.5 years ago, and at that point in time, the original owner and founder, who is still a minority owner of the distillery.
Is that Sean?
That's Sean.
Sean Smiley.
Yeah. Sean, this was kind of a hobby business man cave for him, and what had happened was that it continued to grow and it continued to be successful to the point where his day job was taking more of his time that he really couldn't keep up. So by a series of what I would call just kind of 6 degrees of separation. We found each other. And I started here in September of 2019, became majority owner and managing partner on January the 1st, 2020. So.
Good for you.
Yeah. And you'll definitely get that. You will definitely get.
Oh, wow. Yeah, wow. Woo, that is amazing. I like that.
So that's where the flavor that comes out in the spirit is actually from the malting of the barley.
Wow. That is delightful. I like that. 2-row barley. Hardly any smell at all.
Yeah, so that one won't have a whole lot of flavor, but what we typically do there when we're looking at different barleys, we're looking at the grain, we'll actually chew them and eat them, and then you will get the flavor profiles. So the majority of our grains we get from a malter up in Loveland, a company called Root Shoot.
Okay.
So they're a 5-generation family farm, and they opened up a malting business. Boy, don't quote me on it, but you can look on their website. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Okay. Primarily doing beer, but then we found them and went out and visited them, and we're just very impressed with who they are, what they are, and what they're doing. We like working with us, a local company as well, a Denver-based company. So yeah, we actually are going to be releasing a 10-year anniversary whiskey. It's actually going to be a rye whiskey. It's going to be a single barrel. It's 110 proof. I already have it bottled. I already have it here if you would like to taste it.
Single barrel.
Yeah, and it is. It was the oldest rye barrel we had in the house. It was put in the barrel in July of 2016.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I love single barrels. Pretty good. Let's go ahead and try a little bit of the peat smoked, which is right here. And the first thing you get off this nose is that peaty, that malty. Oh, so good. It's almost like a scotch. And man, is it good. Oh, it's good. You know what really amazes me about this is just how smooth this is. That could be a daily drinker right there. Really could.
So we do a number of cocktails with that.
I like it.
We do a smoked old fashioned, where we literally smoke it with oak smoke, and we use lemon bitters, a little simple syrup, our peat smoked whiskey. We also do a rusty nail. I don't know if you're familiar with a rusty nail.
I do. Yeah.
Rusty nails are very good, and that makes a very good rusty nail.
And man, is it good. Oh, it's good. And so smooth. Really good. Man, wow. I love that. I think I'll pick up a bottle of that. Here's my favorite so far. The bourbon. Bourbon whiskey. Straight off the bat. Caramel, 90 proof. You're catching that up and all. Very nice. Very, very drinkable. This could be a daily drinker. I highly recommend that. Oh, that's good. All the barrels back there. So we're going to definitely go back there and see what that's about if he's offering a tour.
We do a lot in a little space. So it all starts back here. So these are our 2 primary pieces of equipment. The one here on your left is a 500-gallon, that's our mash. And so that's where we'll fill that up, usually with about 300 gallons of hot water. We'll start adding our grain. The big motor on the top is a big agitator on a shaft. Actually, two props on that shaft. Okay. It is actually full of agave right now. We're fermenting agave. So as I mentioned when you guys came in, that it was. So that's 500 gallons. This is our still, and our still is 250 gallons. So we could do 2 fermentations for every still run. Okay. So this is a custom-made still. It's what we call a hybrid still. So it acts as a pot still, and then as a column still. So when we are doing our anything that goes into a barrel, so all of our whiskeys, our Blanco, because we want that higher taste profile. All at the sight glasses you see, there's a bar, and at each of those bars there's a distillation plate. And so it looks something like this.
Very nice.
And so that creates a point of distillation. So basically it's a place where the steam, the evaporate will hit, it will condense and it'll drop back down. So each time that happens, it then purifies the spirit. So when we're doing vodka, everything's horizontal. But when we're doing anything else, they're vertical, because we want all that flavor from those grains to come through into the spirit that's eventually going to get aged.
Okay.
So steam rises up, goes across the linarm, comes down into our condensating coil. So inside that stainless steel column is basically a copper pigtail. And like you would see on moonshiners or something like that. However, it is encased in a column that has water around it. So cold water goes in the top because that's where the hottest steam comes out, and then it exits out the bottom, and then basically it will recondense, and then we'll go back to liquid. It then comes out the parrot. This is the parrot right here. And then our head distiller will basically use we use science, and so it's the art and the science of what we do, right? And so the art is the head distiller and his ability to taste and smell what's coming off the still in terms of where they're going to make the cuts. Okay, so you've heard heads, hearts, and tails?
I have,
okay?
Yes.
So heads are those things we don't like to drink. They give you a headache. They make you go blind, blah, blah, blah. Hearts are the good stuff. And then the tails, especially when we're doing something that we're going to be aging, we want to go a little bit deeper into the tails, because some of those oils that come into the tails do wonderful things in the barrel. They might not taste the best coming off the still, but they do wonderful things in the barrel. So when we're doing a vodka or a gin or an absinthe or a blanco that we're not going to age, we'll make those tails cuts a lot sooner to keep the hearts or that flavor profile of those hearts. We don't want to bastardize those with the tails. So probably one of my most fascinating, I think that one of the most fascinating parts that you cannot control, you have zero control over, is what happens to the spirit when it goes into the barrel.
And those are new barrels up there, right?
Those are new. So the ones in the cellophane, you see there's a couple over here, a couple over here. So like I said, we're in the process of doing a bourbon, so we have the barrels in house. Yeah, we do have some dry storage, like empty bottles, empty boxes and that kind of stuff. Our neighbor next door, we rent a little space from. But no, all of our spirits, everything is made and kept right here in Suite B. So,
any plans to expand?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been looking for another location for quite a long time. A little challenging. A distillery has some special needs, sprinklers in particular, and we want to stay in Golden because Golden's been very good to us and it's kind of our home. Real estate is not very plentiful and it's rather expensive. So we are working on that. Yeah.
Excellent. And your byproducts, what do you do with those? Any byproducts you may have, like the grains?
The grains and those kind of things, typically we'll just discard them. So we are not big enough. A lot of distilleries will actually sell them to farmers and things. But there has been a movement away from that with some of the recent legislation about not using spent grain with animals. So we were glad we weren't doing that, so we just discarded. Yeah.
What about your water supply? Where do you get that from?
So City of Golden. So we are in the City of Golden. So we're very blessed to have a small little operation in downtown Golden called Coors that paid a lot of attention to the water treatment plant here in Golden, and so we benefit from that.
That's right. That's right. Wow. This is nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
We just have a simple four-head filler, and so everything you see here, we bottle right here. Wes and I usually are the ones doing that. So corks, empty bottles, fermentation tanks, spirit holding tanks. So yeah, we have.
This is great. I love it. Love the barrel too.
Yeah.
Give you the example of
actually
the charred stage.
That was up front. We had a little top on it that was a barrel head.
Okay.
And it dried out, but it broke in half. So it's actually at my house being glued. So these are our house cocktails, and on the back side are our winter cocktails that we're still serving. And then we Since St. Patty's Day was yesterday, we still are doing 3 cocktails from St. Patrick's Day. Old fashioned peat smoked right there. Sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
let's try
You
that.
want to try that?
Heck yeah.
All right.
So, making it.
You're trying to follow what's happening with that.
Oh.
I do like old fashioned just like that, yes.
Ooh, smell that.
It's one of our favorite cocktails to make. So
Smells great. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
we usually suggest to kind of leave that on for 30 to 45 seconds, and then what we often do too is kind of give her a swirl, because as the smoke is cooled, and if you're very careful when you take this off, the smoke actually stays in the glass. It'll kind of waft about. So.
That's cool.
It's one of our fun little bar tricks.
Looks like a Halloween tree.
That's right.
That's good. So there you go, State 38 Distilling. Great place. I highly recommend it. Don, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. We enjoyed having you guys.
It was awesome.
It was
man.
fun.
I
It
loved
was fun.
I will be back.
That sounds good.
All right. I got
We'll
some
be
swag.
here. Yeah.
There we go. All right, and as always, until next time, do like Dick does and drink.